G'day, everybody. We're back and we're jumping straight into a game here. My choice is between the Baron and Countess Ariana Thorvald. I played the Baron last time, so I'm just going to go straight for Ariana. All right, so this is a quick start. Currently, I am on a 4-game winning streak. Let's see if I can continue. I'm even going to change the stream title to 4-game win streak. Okay. SDF 77 playing the Beast. Hold on a second. My game sound is coming through in a weird place. Okay, that's better. All right. What are we doing here? It's kind of a weird hand. Not exactly sure how I want to play it. I think I'm just going to grab a contract up here. Is this a real game? I think maybe all the players are gone. Yeah, apparently, I don't know. Something weird was going on where people were joining games and quitting games. So I was playing a game against AI players, even though it's supposed to be a live match. But this is starting up pretty fast, so that's good news. All right, here we go. And okay, it's going to be Ariana again. And the reason is I haven't played her in a while. So I try to mix up the leaders. I don't want to play the same ones too close together or too often. And I played Ilbon not the last stream, but I think the one before that. And it's been a while since I've played Ariana. So we'll see how I can do with her. All right, I am the first player. What are we looking at here? I haven't had a guild bankers in a long time. All right, so I got to remind myself a little bit here. Ariana, when you harvest spice, gain 1 less and draw a card. Okay, and hidden reservoir is water. Okay, so the water is good. Let me just go here and I'm just going to go all in on that because of that card. I'd like to get some early spice in my pocket. And I have a dagger to back me up here as well. So I'm pretty sure my plan here is to go to the Great Flat, grab that spice, hopefully win this conflict, get a bunch of more spice. Next turn, sell a whole bunch of it. Now, okay, right, I have to remember I get less spice when I do that, so I'll be drawing a card, which is a little bit weird. It's potentially... I really want to win this. But I don't think I want to throw in another troop. So, and I shouldn't need to. Okay, I'm going to do this even though it's a little bit weird. I'm going to be counting on winning that. Okay, well, that should help. I'm not going to deploy that other troop. How many is she going to throw in here? 2. Okay. Basically, my plan here is if I win this conflict, then with the Solari I get here and all of the stuff I'll get from selling Melange next turn, that's my Swordmaster and High Council money already locked up. Now, sadly, by drawing this dagger, I don't actually have a good way to go to either sell Melange or any of those green spaces next turn, which is a little bit of an issue. So we'll see how I deal with that. Okay. Well, this is an interesting one. I haven't picked up the guild bankers in a long time. I'm not sure that that's what I want right now. I think the Bene Gesserit sister would be better in the early game, and so I think that's what I'm going to take. Okay, there go the guild bankers. Maybe I should have taken the bankers just because I haven't in a while, just to kind of see how it goes, but... So hopefully I draw a desert access space. Okay. To the victor go the spoils. I'm going to take Freeman there to get me closer to Siege Tabor. I'm going to collect my spice. Terrible purpose. Okay, I did not, unfortunately, get a desert space. I could consider going to Mentat to try to find one. It's a little bit weird. Ooh. Okay, well, hopefully she can't afford to actually buy that. I think... Okay, that was going to be my plan. But now that plan has turned to dust. Do I want to try this crazy Mentat plan? It's pretty goofy. Do I want to get involved in this conflict? You know what? Let's see what happens. Hey, we got it. Now, obviously, I'm still not going to be able to get, I mean, the Swordmaster this turn because it's obviously taken, but anyway, I don't have any more green access. But at least I get this done this round. We'll see if the Baron decides to sell Melange here. He might, in which case that was kind of a waste. No! Oh, dear. What a tragedy. What a tragedy. Okay. And now I've put myself further away from the Solari that I want. Okay. Well, it's a strange start to this game. What are we going to do about it? Well, I think I'm going to go here and get my Solari back. And unfortunately, I only have 5 persuasion available to me at the moment. There are a few interesting options, but we'll see what's left by the time my turn comes around. Yeah, that's one thing I was kind of looking at. That was also interesting. That's pretty good for 5. If that's still there, I might just reveal. Yeah, I think so. I'm not doing much with this Dune the Desert Planet. I mean, I could Diplomacy. That would be worth doing. Maybe that is better than doing an early reveal. I mean, this is a really nice card. But I hate skipping a Diplomacy turn. I could go up here and grab Solari out of that, but it's still not quite enough. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, well, it's going to be... Is it two Arrakis liaisons, or is it Arrakis recruiter and Arrakis liaison? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. I'm not into the shifting allegiances right now. I think it's two liaisons. Terrible purpose. Revolution wins the conflict. So the Swordmaster will not be available for me this turn because Binjie is going to grab it. But I should be able to sell Melange and then get the High Council seat. And I might be able to snag the Reverend Mother here. Although, no, I guess not. Yeah. I hate this thing. It's not telling me that I've got 2 persuasion here. You son of a... You son of a... Alright, well... Binjie is really messing with me here this game. Really messing with me here this game. So how do I want to handle that then? Because that kind of blows my whole plan. Do I just go sell Melange and still get the High Council? I think maybe that's what I end up doing. Oh dear. Well, I will be the last player. Well, maybe not. Maybe I can get my Swordmaster next turn. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get involved here. Okay, so this is lying to me right now. I have 5 guaranteed, but I have 2 extra out of here if I want it, which I will. Oh no, don't take the Reverend Mother away from me. Don't take the Reverend Mother away from me. Oh God. Why does everyone want to hurt me this game? This is really painful. And now my backup is going to be gone. Yeah, okay, give me something nice. Give me like a Thufir Hawat. How about that? No, that's not God damn it. Okay. Well. What do I want? I'll take an initiate. Initiate. Oh dear, look at that. Maybe I can get that next turn? With that in mind, let me just overload on liaisons. So, yeah, I'm just loading up on the liaisons here. Kind of just so I can hopefully get this Chom directorship next turn. I'm just about to reshuffle my deck. Okay, there's a Gurney. Yeah, she didn't even want it. But, I mean, it was a very smart move. These players are really getting in my way. Obviously, they have their own goals and their own dreams, and they're not just focused on screwing me over, but I think there is a certain amount of attention being paid to what the other players are trying to do, which is very smart. Certainly can't blame them. All right, we've got some action happening here. The stockpiles have been raided. Secure Imperial Basin. Okay, well. I have access to Selmalange, and I have access to Swordmaster, and I will have 8 remaining to get the Chom shares. I'll probably end up early revealing for it. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ. This is absolutely infuriating. This is absolutely infuriating. Okay, well, what am I going to do then? I could get a couple of spice by going here and drawing a card. Does that do anything for me? How much spice do I need? I'm never going to be able to sell it. I could go to secure contract. I mean, Jesus. See what one troop can do for me. So I am set up for the secure contract, or for the Chom directorship, which is good. The question is, do I just want to reveal and take it? Because I have a feeling that if I don't, it might just not happen. Well, what else can I even do? I mean, I could go to Carthag or something. Or I could go to secrets. I don't think I need to go to gene manipulation. Or selective breeding, rather. Oh, boy. Okay, so I think Duncan Idaho here is angling to get that Chomp Shares this turn. Binjie is also trying to do it. Please don't early reveal Revolution. Please don't take that Chomp Shares away from me. Please. Okay. Okay. At least this is going to happen. Okay. So that's very good news for me. So that's 4 victory points right now. Which is pretty big. With the remaining 2, honestly, I don't think I need... Or maybe I do just take Oraculous Liaisons and just start trying to make the spice flow as much as I can. Honestly, that's what I'm going to do. And there's a certain question at this point of whether I should even bother getting a Swordmaster. You know, it's going to take me like a whole round to do it. 5 rounds left. I suppose it's potentially worth doing. I'm not going to get anything out of this. So that was kind of a waste. But at the time I threw it in, it looked like, maybe I could get something. Also, I was thinking I might have the Bene Gesserit sisters' swords there to back me up, but ended up not using it. Oh. That's quite a nice play. Uh-huh. The downside of filling my deck with liaisons is it's going to be hard for me to like move up this track more. When I say this track, I mean the faction tracks. I'm like ahead on all of them at the moment, but I have 1 diplomacy in my deck, 1 Bene Gesserit sister, and I think that's it. Sort through the chaos. Oh, I also have a fold space. That's true. Okay, where do I want to try to get an alliance here? Do I want to do this? I'm honestly not sure. I'm not even sure at this point. Rather than just trying to get points on this faction track. Because if I use the fold space to sell Melange, that's potentially an alliance I'm not going to get. Do I just skip the Swordmaster? I think I'm going to try the skip the Swordmaster strategy here. All right, where do I want this? Maybe getting another fold space wouldn't be the most crazy idea. We're going to do that. Okay, so the staged incident is, that's pretty nice. 7 persuasion at the moment. I could potentially do a selective breeding to draw 2 cards. And there's a good chance that it gets me. No, it wouldn't do it. I was thinking about trying to get more cards so that I can get a Spice Must Flow this turn, but I don't think it's really super doable. Bene Gesserit Initiate to Arakeen would draw me 2, but that would take me down to 6. I'd have to draw the Liaison and one of those. There's like a okay chance of that, but it's not great. I'm tempted to go Folded Space here just to try to get more faction access, because I think the points out of these spaces are going to be very important for me. So that's what I'm going to do. It's like a weird play. It's a pretty weird play. I do still have Urgent Mission if I really wanted to do something, but I don't think there's much point. I was definitely considering going to Still Suits there. One, just to get some water to open up some of these spice spaces for me, and to get ahead on that track. But I sort of feel like this one is going to be fought over a lot as it is. So I don't want to invest too heavily into it. I don't think I have any reason to use that right now. So we'll reveal, and I think these Shifting Allegiances are looking pretty handy for me. So I'm going to get 1. And let's make it 2. Let's make it 2. Okay. I don't know. This, you know, skipping the Swordmaster here is definitely a sketchy decision. Whoa. What is that move? Going to the Hayliner here for this, already in the lead. I mean, banking up the troops, getting some water. It's not a bad play, I guess. It's a little strange. Okay. All right, so these alliances are not going to be easy for me to get at all. I'm not in a good spot to make those happen here, unfortunately. That's a spice must flow, isn't it? Yeah. Opts not to do it. So this hand kind of sucks, unfortunately, that I'm about to draw. We'll see what the fifth card ends up being. Oh. Okay. Siege of Arakeen. Currently on 8 persuasion. I could, if I really wanted to be crazy, you know, just send a dagger up to Hall of Oratory and call it a day. Get a spice must flow. It honestly might be the play, because what else do I have going for me here? Like, I could use a signet ring to go to Siege Tabor and then draw 3 cards, and that would probably get me to Spice Must Flow also, but I'm not sure it really changes anything for me. I guess it gets me a troop. But this might be taken. And if it is, then it's kind of bad news. I mean, I could do something pretty whack. Like, I could send my signet ring to Imperial Basin just to get a water, draw a card, and almost certainly that gets me the persuasion back. Then I can send my dagger to Hall of Oratory. So at least I'm getting something. I'm getting a water that way that I wouldn't otherwise get if I just, like, you know, do a really early reveal. Yeah, so the research station is taken. That plan is not viable. Obviously, the signet ring to Arakeen would make more sense than to Imperial Basin. Maybe I'll do that. Ah. Crap. Okay. Okay, so everyone is now catching up to me because I haven't done anything other than that one Chome Shares move that got me a whole bunch of points in one turn. I am going to go to Arakeen here, and we'll see how that works out. What do we get? Okay. No, I'm not going to deploy any troops here. Ugh. Yeah. I mean, that was the danger of filling my deck with these guys, right? I knew it would be hard to actually convert on those alliances, and, you know, sure enough, that's how things have worked out, unfortunately. I think I'm still going to... Yeah. Okay, so all the alliances now have been taken. Maybe I can steal one back with a shifting allegiances somewhere along the line. We'll see. But, yeah. So I'm still going to send the dagger up to Hall of Oratory just to get the troop. Because I do need to stage an incident at some point. Or, you know, be ready for... a Hayliner play maybe at some point. So there's no reason not to do this. You know, earlier I did have the opportunity to lock that, not to lock it, but to get that alliance. I could have sent both agents there that turn, I think. And that may have been a smarter move. Okay, so there's the bankers, and once again, cheaper spice must flow. Now that I see where this game has gone for me, I could have used that guild bankers probably more than the Bene Gesserit sister, but, you know, that's just how it goes. It would have been nice to have that extra faction access as well. On the other hand, I mean, whatever. Whatever. There's a spice must flow. Yeah, I'm definitely not feeling confident about this game. Just giving up on the Swordmaster. I mean, I could still do it if I really wanted to, but I've committed kind of to that idea. And I think it's probably a bad idea, but here we go. Battle of Arakeen. All right. I'm the only one with Hayliner money, and I do have Hayliner access. So this does seem like a good time for me to potentially go for this. The Hardy Warriors is going to make it a little tricky. Ooh, Baron stealing an alliance here. Yikes. Okay, so the Baron absolutely cannot win this. Cannot be allowed to win this. I'm guessing he's going to throw in 4 troops. Yeah. Well, I'm going to be throwing in 7. That makes me sad. That was a space I would have liked to have at some point, but, you know, can't do it. If I wanted to get crazy, I could go... No, because I might get voice blocked from Helena. I can't risk it. I would like to go fold space first, and then maybe I can steal that alliance. I mean, maybe I still can, but I think I have to do this first. Ooh. Just as I spend all my spice. I do have spice must flow money as well at the moment. I don't know if I can afford to sit on that, though. I mean, if I get the chance, I'm going to diplomacy to fold space just to get that alliance. There's also kind of a strange opportunity here with shifting allegiances. I could, if I go here, I could also shift some allegiances. I could lose my Freeman point, and I could take that Bene Gesserit alliance, which is interesting. But I'm not going to hurry to do that. I am going to go here if I can. Which leaves me a little bit vulnerable without supporting the troops. Support the troops. But at least, like, the Baron doesn't have more troops to throw in. So that should be, well, 3 intrigue cards. I might lose it, but the difference between, like, throwing in 1 troop... I hate not buying a spice must flow this turn, but I have to do this. There's even... I might use my urgent mission and shift the allegiance here. Does that make sense? To steal this? I mean, it would get me an intrigue card as well. I would lose a point to get a point, so I'd have to... I'd have to try to get that back again at some point, which is not going to be doable, really. So just in terms of pure points, it's not... You know what I might do, though? It would be risky. Oh, he did have the Spacing Guild. Okay, well, I can't do that anymore. So that plays out. I might go to Mentat with this dagger, because that might draw me a persuasion to get me a Spice Must Flow. And if that works, and if I win, then it's game over. Or what am I talking about? I don't even have to do that. I could just go to Hall of Oratory with the dagger and not risk it. There's exactly one card in this deck that would screw me if I drew it. But I think that just makes more sense anyway. The only danger is if it ends up costing me this battle, right? Because that's one strength. But I think it's worth doing. So I'm going to do it. Going to recall an agent. And I'm going to do this. So that gets me to a Spice Must Flow. It was an interesting decision trying to decide which of these two agents to bring back. I didn't want to open up the Hayliner just in case, you know, there was some secret intrigue card that would let Leto fly in here and steal it from me. It didn't seem worth it. Okay, well, so far the reveals are good. It's looking good for me to win that. We'll see about the intrigue cards. You know, if he has like whatever Allied Armada, then I'm toast. But if not, we'll see. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. Fuck. Where's my dagger now? Where's my dagger now? Well, at the moment, we tie. I think that's what I have to accept, unfortunately. Okay. Well, all right, then it's a staged incident. 1, 2, 3. The issue there is then I tie for second instead of getting second, but I think that's still better. I might as well get the point here while I'm sitting on it. Okay. Okay, unfortunately, I don't have any way of stealing that alliance back here. I didn't get that shifting allegiances, which I would need to do it. Is there a way for me to get my hands on it? Maybe. I could do something like Bene Gesserit's sister to Haga Basin. Or, because the nice thing about that is it would get me 1 spice and I would draw 2 cards. So that would give me the spice I would need to use that. Or should I just try to get spice must flow? At the moment, I'm sitting at 8, counting this. I think I have to do it this way because that's my only way of getting that spice, really. I mean, I guess there is also this one. This would let me put troops in, which could be useful. If I lose this conflict, then I probably lose one of those alliances anyway. But I'm going to try it. Okay, that worked out well. We'll throw a troop in because at this point, why not? This is not handy. Okay. Hayliner, yeah. Okay, so I have to lock, if I'm going to steal this alliance, I have to lock it up, which means I would have to use the Bene Gesserit's sister and the shifting allegiances to do that. But the problem there is that takes me out of Spice Must Flow range. But I think I might have to do it because oh no, I don't have that many actions. I don't have a Swordmaster. It sucks. So, I might have to just accept that this is gone. Because the thing is, if I steal this with shifting allegiances, great. She wins this conflict. She takes it back. I've lost my Freeman point, and I've lost this point. So I actually come out behind in points if I go that way. Is there somewhere else I can shift my allegiances to that would help me? Oh. If the Mentat space were available, that would have been perfect. But it's not. Even if the Swordmaster, if I had more money, I would do it that way, which would be crazy. Oh man, this is really rough. I think, you know what? I think I still have to do it to at least force her to take it back, because otherwise she gets a point here and wins. But then I just open up for the Baron. Oh my god, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. Hall of Oratory. Drop Spacing Guild. Oh, that's an interesting one. I might lose that alliance, but I guess I'll try. Okay, Maniac. I'm going with your plan here. I don't know if it's great, but we'll see. Anyways, whatever. I was running out of time. I have enough persuasion already with the Bene Gesserit sister, so I could have gone like anywhere yellow with that card. The issue here is I might... Okay, I didn't lose that, which is good. But... we'll see. Okay, well... I can't use my swords here. They wouldn't do me much good anyway. So we'll take the persuasion. We'll take the spice must flow. There's no point using any of those. But yeah, Maniac, your idea of taking it from the guild there was actually really smart. I didn't see that one, but that allows me to potentially still win this turn, even if I lose this Bene Gesserit alliance. So good call there. Thank you. It was, you know, a little bit risky. I could have lost that alliance too, but it was, yeah, it was a better play. The spice tiebreaker? Yeah, you're right. That would have been better. Although, I mean, it would have left me with 2 spice. So probably not enough to break the tie anyway. Okay, and I do lose the alliance. Yeah. Well. All right, well, what are you going to do? Leto? Leto, are you gonna save my bacon here? Leto? If Leto wins, that's great for me. Absolutely great. 1 intrigue card to 2 intrigue cards. At the moment they're tying, which is also great. Uh-oh. Okay, well, I lose to the Baron. Lose to the Baron. Well, it was an interesting game. You know, no Swordmaster. I was getting... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, thank you, Lito. Am I gonna... Oh, now what? Wow. Okay. Holy, look at the points coming out here. Wait, no, he doesn't get anything from it. Okay. All right. So Leto saved my ass here. That's why, you know, that's why the Landsrad loves Leto. He's a hero. He's the people's hero. Revolution. Is this game over? Did people just leave the game? I think this game is bugged out now at the end game. So we don't get to see my glorious victory screen. That's a shame. Whew. Well, okay, I'm on a 5-game winning streak now. I'm not sure how that worked, but it worked. Let's start a new game, I guess. He's not going to let the Baron win. That is an absolutely good point. It wasn't for me. It was to stop the evil Harkonnens with whom they have a blood feud. It only makes sense, actually, when you put it that way. Okay, let's adjust the stream title to 5-game winning streak. I can't say that it was like totally deserved, but it happened. And Maniac, that one's for you. Although, if I'd lost the Freeman point, I guess it would have been the same result ultimately. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it would have been better in a way because I would have still lost the point, but the Baron wouldn't have gained a point. So I would have been safer from the tiebreaker. Anyway, whatever. I couldn't figure out what was going on that last turn. That was a rough game, man. I was just getting blocked with everything I wanted to do for the first like half of that game. Which is why I didn't even end up with a Swordmaster. At a certain point, I was just like, whatever. It's not happening. I'm not going to invest into it. All right. Well, anyway, we've got a new game going on here. Binjie is in on this once again. I think this is the player I've played the most games with at this point. One more player to go. The key moment in that whole game for me was getting Chom shares, which got me 4 points instantly because I was sitting at 1 influence with every faction. So that was big. That was like the one thing in the whole game that let me win. Okay. Let's see who's available this game. Ilbon and Helena. Okay, well, at the risk of my win streak, I'm going to pick Helena because I've played Ilbon more recently. I have not done well with Helena in live matches. I tend to use her a lot for like the challenge modes or the at least the skirmish modes because they often tend to be like, you know, get a point every 2 cities you visit or whatever, so it just kind of makes sense. Or you're getting points based on the cards you acquire, so that makes sense. But I haven't done that great with her in against players, so we'll see how that goes. Here's the Imperium row we're looking at. You know, nothing too super exciting in terms of reserving a card with the signet ring. At the moment, I would be looking at either the space travel or the Bene Gesserit initiate as my target, I think, but we'll see. I am the first player. Let's see if I can get a Swordmaster this game. How about that? Okay. Well, that's going to be a secured contract. And I'm going to grab a space travel here. Or at least set it aside. We'll see what happens, but I think that's my target. And with my next play, it's probably going to be a reconnaissance. And I'll probably look to win this. I do have 2 daggers to support. I don't think I want to go to Arakeen, though, because I don't particularly want to draw a card. Well, maybe I do. The issue is I don't want to draw... I guess it's fine, honestly. The one card I wouldn't want to draw would be Seek Allies, because anything else will let me pick up a space travel and something else. Now, is there any reason for me to throw in 3 troops here? I think there maybe is, because even if I don't get first, second place is not bad. Okay. Let's just do that. Honestly, I think I prefer second place. I'm kind of just doing this because if I take first, fine. Maybe I should have only put in 2, but you know, these guys both still have opportunities to throw some more stuff in. And we'll see if Leto decides to do it. Okay, well, probably still going to win. I was kind of hoping that I would draw my other convincing argument and that would let me pick up a space travel and an Arrakis liaison, for example. But that's okay. Do I want a scout? I don't think so. Okay, interesting. He did not go for the carry-all here, going for a couple of smaller cards instead. Imperial Spy picked up. I'm guessing going to grab an... Wait a minute. He revealed for 5 and only got an Imperial Spy. That is interesting. That's pretty weird to me. But okay. Ambush. I mean, that's fine. Like I said, I don't mind second place here. That now puts me in range of a High Council seat if I want, or it's just one secure contract away from a Swordmaster. Okay, so unfortunately I can't actually get the Swordmaster this turn. I wouldn't be able... Well, yeah. I can't get it this turn because I don't have any green access. But if I have the opportunity, I will secure a contract. I'm just looking at... Is there a reason for me to get High Council right now? I don't think so. Okay, I was considering doing that. Let's see if the Baron triggers his Master Stroke here. I was considering doing that as my second move. I'm going to secure a contract first because that's my priority, is get to 8. Get the Swordmaster next turn. Okay, there's the Master Stroke with the Guild and the Bene Gesserit. All right. And what do I want to do with my next play here? Maybe wealth. Maybe fold space. I do have the space travel here, so this is an alliance I could fight for. The wealth would just be getting me closer to the High Council. What is Leto considering, I wonder? So the Baron is going to win this. I don't think anybody's going to challenge him. I mean, theoretically, the Beast could go somewhere, throw in 3 troops, or maybe 4 if he has a Signet Ring, and maybe challenge him, but is it worth doing just for that? I'm not so sure. All right, a load of spice gets picked up here. All right, well, I think I am going to go to fold space here and try to get myself ahead on this track. These two have both invested in it, and so I want to get moving there. And that increases my flexibility in future turns. We'll see, though. I may end up with a deck full of fold spaces because space travel is also going to be going there. All right, everybody wants a little piece of this, except for me. All right, well, next turn, I am definitely going to get my Swordmaster. And then we'll see what else happens. There's a diplomacy coming up. There's a space travel coming up. If I get the space travel, I'll be using it to go to fold space, most likely. And then the diplomacy, probably if I can, I'll try to get something happening down with the Freeman here. I would like to get some water access going. Okay. And then as for what I want to do with my persuasion, a couple of Arrakis liaisons probably is what to do, because I don't have a ton of persuasion in there. The Bene Gesserit Initiate is definitely tempting. It's a really nice card to have available. But I want to start getting a bit more persuasion happening. Open me up to some bigger cards if they show up. Work towards later Spice Must Flows once I have the High Council seat. Okay. There's a dog barking outside. I'm not sure if it's coming through on the mic, but it's a barky dog. Desert Power. All right, well, I have 3 cards that I want to play, and I can play them all because I'm going to get a Swordmaster. Won't that be nice? Didn't get one last game. Still managed to squeak out a win. It was basically a kingmaker situation where in the last game, Leto decided to make sure that the Baron Harkonnen did not win. And as a result, I ended up winning. But it's still a win. But yeah, a no Swordmaster win. That's something that I'm pretty sure I haven't done, at least in the digital version. All right, well, I think the first move... I'm not going to get the Swordmaster yet because I'm not blocking anybody, and so there's no hurry on that, so I can prioritize other things. I would like to, let's say, do still suits first. The problem with that is if by chance the fold space gets taken, then I can't send the space travel anywhere. Whereas if I go space travel first, I may not get my first choice, which at the moment I think is still suits, but I'll have other options. So it's going to be space travel. And the second priority... I'm a little torn of whether it should be still suits or wealth. Well, it's not going to be wealth. Because I do want to get towards the High Council, but I also want to get some water. Is there anything that I want to reserve with my signet ring? Okay. Leto, hitting up the Hayliner, fighting me for this Spacing Guild alliance. It's a big investment for not a huge prize. But we'll see how it works out for him. It does get him water. And if he wins, he'll get even more water. He gets a point. I mean, he is in the lead, so maybe he's just thinking like kind of a race. Just get these points. Get them while I can. We'll see how it goes. I personally typically don't like to use the Hayliner until it's like the level 7 kind of conflicts, but that doesn't mean that's like a hard and fast, that's the best way to do it. That's just kind of how I tend to feel about it. All right, well, it's Signet Ring to Swordmaster here. Or is it Dagger to Swordmaster? It depends. Like, if I want to reserve something, then I use this Signet Ring. But honestly, okay, so if I use the Signet Ring, I go down to 3 persuasion. Then I'll be down to 2. I'll be down to 2, so I could still get that. There is actually a consideration for this. Since I'm fighting over that Spacing Guild alliance, that might be what lets me get it. I don't know. I have to pick one thing doing it this way. Otherwise, I use the dagger and just leave it. Potentially, that's smarter. Well, I'm going to do this. I was tempted to go for the smugglers. It's possible that that would have been a smarter play. But at the moment, I'm not exactly rolling in spice, and it's not looking like I'm going to be rolling in spice anytime soon. So I turned that down, but you know, that could be like a game-winning card. Because for some reason, everyone's fighting me with this. Well, it's going to be either still suits or secrets here with this diplomacy. Depending on what the Baron does. If I have my own choice, I think it'll be still suits just to get that flexibility. Or at least get closer to it, right? I'm still not there. Unfortunately, the daggers are not going to be doing much for me. Well, I guess they could actually. I could throw in one troop and maybe get second here. So, or even third. I guess one spice for one troop is all right. I could have gone Hardy Warriors, you know, but I'm not too excited about that. I'll throw in one. We'll just see what happens. Maybe I sneak second. I don't know if Binjia has a great way to throw in more troops is the thing, because he doesn't have Siege Tower unlocked. These two spaces are blocked. He could go to Hardy Warriors potentially. No. All right, so that should be a second place, and I don't mind that. For one troopular commitment there. Put my daggers to use. All right, let's grab the initiate. No real exciting cards have shown up in the Imperium row yet this game. Okay, Leto gets his win. I get second place. A couple of resources to my name. I don't mind that. Okay, look at the access now. Well, at the risk of clogging my deck up with more fold spaces, I think it's going to be space travel to fold space once again. just to get me close to that alliance. I do want to make sure that I have a good chance at it. And then my next play is going to be sending Fold Space somewhere. I could do Hardy Warriors here. And possibly get my water back. It also unlocks that spot for me. It's kind of weak not having more troops to throw in with them. Or I go to wealth and then maybe go to secure contract so that I can get the High Council seat coming up. I think I would. It is kind of time to do that, I feel. I'm going to use the diplomacy first and the fold space second, just because the fold space has more kind of opportunities as to where to go. Now, maybe playing it first is smarter because then I draw a card and I get to see what that other card is. So thinking back on it, maybe I should have done it the other way, but that's fine. And then there's the question, well, at that point, is it better to just hang on to the fold space for future turns rather than kind of blowing it when I could just use a Dune the Desert Planet instead? And it's something to consider. It's just that if you have too many fold spaces, then you don't get persuasion out of them if you don't use them. I'm not in like mega danger of that problem yet. This Imperium row is really not terribly exciting. So that's the other thing, is like losing one persuasion now is not a big deal. Because there's nothing I care about. What would drawing a card do for me? Kind of nothing. It would just be in case something nice opens up that costs like 6 or 5, I guess. If the Baron picks up a couple cards, you know, maybe. Or do I just send the fold space to secrets or something? And just get the secure contract later. I'm honestly considering Hardy Warriors here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I drew my other full space. That's kind of what I was concerned about. Anyway, that's fine. Do I care about those waters? Really? I guess I do. I mean, that was the initial theory of going there. Spend a water, get two. And, deny Leto some water. Currently the point leader. So slowing him down has some advantages. One sword will not do it. No intrigue cards. All right, so he will still get one water, although potentially not. We'll see what the Baron is up to. Sunken Rock here still has one agent to play. So unfortunately, I have no faction access coming up. Okay, there's the Spice Smugglers picked up. Yeah, okay. I might not get that. Okay, so unfortunately, there's nothing in this Imperium row that interests me in the least. It's pretty weak. So I'll take an Arrakis Liaison and I don't know. Do I just get another one? I guess so. It's a weird game here. It's a very weird game going on here. There's a pretty good chance that I'll be able to get my High Council seat next turn, which is what I want to do. All right. I get 2 water. I've got a lot of water at the moment, which I don't mind because it just makes me, you know, it frees me up for research stations and stuff when I feel like I want to do that. All right, well, it's going to be secure contract here, step 1. And setting aside a card, I might take the administrator. It's like, it's not a card that I'm too excited about, really. But I just want to try to make sure I can get that alliance. So I'm going to set it off to the side and we'll see where that goes. The trouble is, of course, I've now exposed the Worm Riders, but maybe that's something I can get. I do have the influence here for it. I am going to be the... am I going to be the first reveal? We'll see. Okay, there's the second Hayliner of the game for Leto Atreides. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for me to get that alliance here because Leto did pick up that guild, the spice smugglers, right? Now, he doesn't have spice at the moment to trigger it, but on a later turn, he might be able to do it. So I'm just going to kind of have to hope to draw, you know, one of my many guild access cards next turn, which is part of the reason why I'm getting this guy. Okay, there's no hurry for me to do the High Council seat. There's not really any hurry for me to do a lot of things here. I'm considering doing a research station just to burn through these cards to give myself a higher chance of drawing a guild card next turn. I mean, it may be moot. He may still just like fold space this turn and take it from me. But it's something to consider. It's kind of a weird play. Whatever. Yeah, I just wanted to burn through those cards, basically. So I'm just hoping that Leto doesn't have a way to go to fold space right now. But I kind of feel like he does. Because why would he start with Hayliner and not even throw any troops in? I think he did it. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. If he were trying to kind of strategically block one off and get the other one later, it would make more sense to get fold space first. Because nobody else could even go to Hayliner, so... Okay. However, he is going to be acting before me next turn. So, something I could consider is Mentat. It would screw up my plans for a High Council seat, which I don't want to do. But if I'm like super just like trying to do this, then I could go to Mentat with my dagger. I would draw a card. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. slightly less than 50-50 shot of hitting a card that would get me that alliance. That's it's not great odds, but the thing is, if I don't do it, do I have any chance of winning this game? I'm not in a great position. If Leto gets that alliance, he gets to 6 points. He already has a bunch of troops ready to get like more points later. So even though it's like a 45% chance or something, I think it's probably something I should do if I'm playing to win. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It's a 4 out of 9 chance. It's really not great. But oh, wait a minute. If I send the Bene Gesserit initiate instead of the dagger, that gives me 2 shots at it. Okay, so that's the play. Because I'm not saving the persuasion anyway. All right, that's the play. There's the space travel and a diplomacy. Okay, so I hit twice. And that's going to give me the Solari back that I need to get the High Council next round. The space travel could even... It has actually a pretty good chance of getting me enough points, persuasion, to get a Spice Must Flow this turn as well. Which I didn't think I was going to be able to do because I used the persuasion from the initiate, right? If I'd used the dagger, I would have kept 1 persuasion but gotten 1 fewer cards. So we'll see. Maybe that works. No, that's not going to work because I lose 2 persuasion by using the space travel. Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, the spice is not going to be flowing here. And I no longer really need this guy. Do I want to use a space travel and draw one of these cards for no particular reason? Or use a diplomacy? Yeah, it's kind of whatever. I'll do it this way. Oh, baby. Oh, please, my baby. Oh, please, my baby. Yes. Yes. Two Chum Shares games in a row. Boom. Boom. Oh, yes. Oh, boy. Sometimes you just, sometimes things work out. I mean, I was thinking, like, you know, hoping that something nice would show up because I knew I was revealing last. And it worked. And I think that is going to be the play here. Let me grab that. Oh, my sweet baby. Okay. Thank you. That puts me in a much better position. I'm maybe able to get that Freeman Alliance if I draw a fold space and no one else goes there. Well, as long as Leto doesn't do it, then I... Yeah, either way. As long as both of those spaces don't get blocked. Okay, I've got my ability to do it. Kwisatz Haderach. That would be nice to get also. It's late enough in the game, it's not crazy, but it's pretty nice. Okay. Now, all of my opponents here have stockpiled troops into their garrisons. I have nothing at the moment. So, do I want to go to Hardy Warriors, get a couple of troops, just to have them ready? Or do I want to get more water so I've got like 2 more research station plays ready? At a certain point, I might need some spice as well. The power play is even potentially better than the Kwisatz Haderach, as crazy as that is. Siege of Carthage. It might be nice to get a little bit of spice at some point here, hey? But maybe I can look to get this next round when it got 5 on it, and that would get me to 6. I'm not sure if Binjier is going to grab this turn. He might. But anyway, I want to grab this Freeman Alliance. It's just a matter of water and troop management. All right, I'm going to do it that way. And my troops can just sit there. So that was basically just kind of like a mini rally troops for me. I didn't like having nobody available. Still have 2 water available. What does that mean? That probably means the alliance up here. Or here. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. He just wants to really unlock that one. Interesting. Okay, so what is my next play going to be? If I fold space to High Council, that gives me enough for a Spice Must Flow. But is that the best idea, or should I be pushing towards another one of these alliances? Not sure. I mean, there is a chance that if I use fold space, let's say, to go to, well, maybe secrets would be a better choice anyway rather than wealth. But let's say I did that. I draw a card. If I draw a 2 persuasion card, which I have a fair number of in my deck, not a lot. I guess I only really have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of all that. So it's not great odds. But if I were to happen to do that, then I could get the Spice Must Flow anyway. I think I'm going to go for it because this is a point and this is a point, right? And if I don't do this now, I'm going to have to do it later and I may not get a good chance to do it. So I'm going to just hope that I draw a 2 persuasion card and I can still get Spice Must Flow. Well, I guess the other way of thinking about it is this gets me Spice Must Flow now, and it might also get me Spice Must Flows in the future. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. It would have worked. But, you know, that's all right. Yeah, Sunken Rock here, I think, still has not revealed the Master Stroke. I can't remember if he did it early or not. Okay. Now, I actually have the persuasion to still be able to play a card, but I have nowhere really to send it. I mean, I guess I could go to Carthag or something with a liaison. I might as well do that. Master Stroke? Okay, he must have already done it. Or no, wait, because it has to be in one turn, so I'm not sure. All right. Yeah, I have 9 persuasion now, so I'll go down to 7. And I'd like to get an intrigue card here. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's good to know. Deploying troops, I don't think is super exciting for me here. So we'll pass. All right, so I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to get a big load of spice off of this. It didn't work out. Definitely spice poor this game, which is going to make it hard for me to hit a Hayliner when the time comes. All right, well, let's get our spice must flow. We'll end the turn. We'll let this combat go, and then I'm going to have to step away for a moment because I've been having to go to the bathroom for a few minutes now. And I don't think I can make it to the end of this game. So we'll let the conflict resolve so people can take their turns, and hopefully by the time it's my turn, I'll be back anyway. Okay. Okay, that is very cool of Red Guy to wait for me there. I really appreciate that. Okay, so what is the situation here? Well, we've got a fight for Arakeen. Leto already has 3 troops in there. Binjie is lined up for a Hayliner. I am nowhere close to such a thing. I am potentially close to Spice Must Flow. I could maybe win this if Binjie doesn't get to Hayliner. Sunken Rock also primed to do that, so it's not looking great for that plan. I think I should just kind of angle towards getting a Spice Must Flow. How do I want to do that? Drawing cards, I guess, is the way to do that. So the thing is, I have the potential to... It's going to be hard for me to draw into Spice Must Flow without drawing more than 1 card. Which kind of leans me towards this. Okay. Do I want to deploy troops? I could put in 1 and see what everybody else does. I'm going to put in 1. And the reason I'm putting in 1 is I made... Okay, there's the Hayliner. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that 1 troop is just going to be a sacrificial lamb here. I did it kind of just on the off chance nobody went to Hayliner. Then I could, go somewhere, throw in 3 more troops, and maybe with my intrigue cards I could actually win the fight. It's not looking like that's going to happen. I was going to say the Imperium row has been kind of lackluster, but I did get a Chom shares, so I probably shouldn't be the one to say that. I would like, if I could, to draw either diplomacy or fold space and then play it. Like, for example, here to get that point. But there's not a great way for me to do it. I guess... Deploy any number of troops. Oh boy, okay, Leto is going for this one. Alright. Well, I'm sorry I threw that troop away. It probably wasn't a good idea. Given the odds of, you know, other people going for a blowout play. And unfortunately, I don't have Solari to go to a Mentat. I think it's going to be Signet Ring to Arakeen. And I'm going to hope that I draw one of my faction cards and I can get a point there. We'll see. What do we get? That did not work, unfortunately. Honestly, I don't know if I care if anybody buys this at this point. Like, if I put this aside, there's the risk that somebody gets something better. Whatever, I'll just do it for fun. Do I want to fight for third place here? I have one dagger. No. It's looking pretty good for Leto here, which is unfortunate for me because he is the point leader. So that'll put him up to 8, which is dangerous. I'm going to be at 8 here as well. Is there any reason for me to use any of these cards left? I suppose so. I guess I might as well get Solari or... Yeah, I don't want to draw a card. So I could use a Dune. That's basically it. I could get my one spice here just so that I have private army unlocked. Or I can go here so that I have Solari unlocked for like a Mentat if I want it. I think this is the move because that's kind of my only shot. At potentially winning a big conflict next turn. It's pretty weird. I'm getting a spice, I'm giving one away. But that's just how it is. Now if I take, yeah, I can't get second. I could fight for third. And I'm not going to do it. Like one troop maybe would have done it, right? I have one dagger, maybe. But I don't want to throw that troop away because I think it's possible, and it would have done it, it turns out. So, you know, in retrospect, I wish I had done it. But knowing what I knew, I'm okay with the decision. Obviously, I would rather have like an intrigue card and 2 Solari for one troop. But you know, the next fight might be decisive. And so I might need all of my troops next turn. Okay, well, we reveal. We get a Spice Must Flow. And that's that. I could, I suppose, trade in this for a different intrigue card. That's something I could kind of do. Okay. The Beast. The Beast wants to take this. But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to hold this. I'm going to kind of muster my strength for the one combat that maybe I can win. Unfortunately, I don't have water, so I'm not able to grab the Great Flat next turn to bring me up to 6. Oh boy. Okay, wow. Binjie, do you have anything else among your 3 intrigue cards? There is a temptation to use this. You know, maybe I get a better combat card. Maybe I get an endgame card. But I'm not going to do it. Oh, is he retreating? No. Holy. Wow. Okay, the intrigue cards are getting burned, which is kind of good news for me. I'm still thinking about this, honestly. But I'm not doing it. Okay, wow. Big victory for the Beast. I would say that's good news for me because I would rather Beast be at 7 than Leto be at 8. Okay, and there's the battle for Carthag. Now, Sunken Rock is in a good position to win this, especially with that. My play is going to be... do I have a chance here? I don't know. I don't know. I want to get this point over here on the Bene Gesserit track. Okay. That helps my decision making. I can basically forget about this. Which is kind of good news. If Sunken Rock wins that, that's fine for me. All right, so the question here is, given that I'm considering actually going to selective breeding to draw some cards and try to get myself to Spice Must Flow. Because if I can do it, then I can get to 10 points, and then I can win this turn. It's going to be tough, but I think I have a chance to do it here because later I could send Bene Gesserit Initiate to like Mentat and draw 2 cards or even Arakeen. This is going to draw me a card. Oops. Yeah, I think it has to be selective breeding. I want to get as many cards into my filthy little hands as I can get. And I'll trash the fold space here to kind of cheat that. I have no discard cards, but that has now served its purpose. I am at Spice Must Flow money here. I have no spice, and so if there ends up being a tiebreaker situation, then I won't be in a great spot. Maybe I can sneak a couple of these. Okay. What's my next move here? I have 2 agents left. I want to make sure I can get a Spice Must Flow, obviously. I'm trying to see if there's any other points I could potentially get. I can't get that one. I can't get that one. I think a Bene Gesserit Initiate up to Mentat might be the move. That'll draw me 2 cards. And there's really nothing there that's going to get me... I have no more faction access in the deck, unfortunately. So there's no way for me to get those alliances here. Maybe I should think about, is there a way I can lose an alliance? Who got the power play? Leto got a power play. Has he used it? Because if he power plays here, then I lose that. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. I don't have water. Yeah, I really can't do anything about that because I could go get a water here, but if Leto is planning to do that, he's going to do it before I have another action. So that play is fairly pointless. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much, I think. I'm just going to do this. So that that could have actually screwed me if I drew the wrong cards there. It happened to work out. And I was kind of hoping to get another Spice Must Flow, honestly, just to give me a bit of spice for a potential tiebreaker situation in case something like that happens, but I'm at the point now where I can't. Oh no. I figured. Yep, that's what I was worried about. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I don't have to reveal. I could send a reconnaissance to Arakeen, and most likely that works, but it might not work, and I'm not really getting much out of that play. So, yeah. We'll just... We'll just do that. It's unfortunate, right? I would have loved to have used a diplomacy to get me somewhere here, but wasn't going to happen. This is going to be a tight game here. This alliance at least is safe, but there's no way for me to get this one back. I'm not going to be able to get this one or this one, unfortunately. I'll be lucky to get a Spice Must Flow next turn, honestly. I mean, I think it's doable, but I do have... It's pretty doable. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of wishing I had traded that in earlier now. But we'll see. Maybe I can still... He's really pumping this one. Maybe I can still win the next fight somehow. Most people are fairly depleted, but Binjie is not. There's a Spice Must Flow. Has Hayliner money. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about this. Baron with a big win. And everyone else collecting spice. There's another big fight. Who controls Imperial Basin? Binjie. Okay. Harsh. Ooh, boy. This is not a great hand for me. How am I going to... Oh, how am I going to manage this? You know, as crazy as it sounds, I think I might have to just go to Olive Oratory and just early reveal. Because I can't compete for this, really. I mean, I could try, but probably I feel like there's probably a Hayliner here. And if there isn't, maybe I can fight for it. But yeah, I have to do this. I mean, Mentat is another option, but it could work. It could work. I mean, it will work. It will get me to that 9. It's just, is there any real point to doing it? Honestly, I don't think so. I regret my decision making. I should have tried for it. On the off chance that I drew an Arrakis Liaison, which is not really that off a chance, a 50-50 chance, then I could have still played an Arrakis Liaison and put some troops in and maybe even won this. So that was a blunder for sure, because now I can't fight for this. Yeah, that was a blunder. It was a 50-50 chance, but it was definitely worth trying. Like, probably someone's going to hit the Hayliner and it's not going to matter. Which was, I guess, is what I was thinking, but it's still worth trying in case they can't. Because now it's just an early reveal. And... ooh. And probably it's not going to be enough. But I have to do it at this point. Yeah, there's the Hayliner. Okay. And unfortunately, I'm a little bit short on spice for the tiebreaker. Yeah. Well, actually, the tiebreaker is not going to matter. That's going to be 11 points. All right. Well, looks like the win streak is going to stop at 5. It was looking good there for a moment. But it's going to fall apart at the end here. Unfortunately, I was never putting myself in a position to fight for any of these big things. And I have these 2 combat cards that I just kind of never was able to use. which is something I've noticed. I feel like that happens to me a lot, where I get these cards and I kind of never find a good time to use them. Can anyone... Does he have any alliances to steal? No. Looking back, I mean, I kind of thought so earlier as well, but just like reviewing the game here, I did have an opportunity at one point to use like this one to get a third place fight over the Baron, which would have gotten me 2 Solari and an intrigue card. So it was a trade of an intrigue card. At the time, I was still hoping that I was going to be able to use these, but they're not enough to overcome Hayliner. And basically, there's been someone Haylinering every round. So it would have been worth trading it in. You know, who knows? Maybe it could have been an influence with one of these, and maybe I could have snuck an alliance. Maybe it could have been an endgame intrigue, which maybe could have gotten me a point or 2. So that's something that could have changed the game a little bit. But anyway, it was close. And my little blunder at the end ended up not mattering. Even with 3 troops in the conflict and this, it wouldn't be enough. Okay, and he's probably going to get a Spice Must Flow here on top of everything else. Hey, Mecha 450, good to see you. Yeah, it's a close match for sure. I almost had it, but my alliance got swiped out from under me with a power play at the last moment, last round, which caused me to not be able to end the game. And I wasn't able to pull it out this time. Oh, what's this now? Okay, lose a point, get a point. Gets him another intrigue card, though. That is actually a smart play. Well, once again, I'm not able to pull it off with Helena. Have yet to win a live match with Helena, unfortunately. Oh, doesn't get the spice must flow. It doesn't matter though. 2 points is plenty. All right. And that. Oh, hold on. Hold on now. Oh! Now, I guess people left the game already? Why is it bugging out here? Okay, the Baron steals the win with endgame intrigue cards. You know what? That makes me think I could have gotten an endgame intrigue card had I traded that in earlier. And because it was the Baron that got the intrigue instead of me. Oh, well. 1 point still wouldn't have done it for me because I still would have lost a tiebreaker there. All right, well, unfortunately, there's the same issue where if somebody leaves or something, then the game just bugs out. You don't get your nice end game victory screen. The chat stops working. It's unfortunate. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's stream. So thank you to everyone who tuned in live in the chat here. Shout out to Maniac and Mecha. And everybody watching on YouTube in the future, thanks very much for watching the videos and enjoying. You can like subscribe, I think, by clicking like this thing up here. And there's like a playlist over here of similar videos. Anyway, great times. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.